I can tell you that the lives of my IT technicians are much happier because they're not constantly resetting passwords. BuzzFeed's trying to offer truth and joy to the masses via the internet. We're about 1,500 people at the moment. Anything that's popular on the internet tends to make its way through BuzzFeed in some shape or form. I was here pre-1 Password. We were using another tool that really isn't meant for password sharing. It was really meant as a login system, and we kind of refashioned it into allowing people to use protected accounts or anything else that required a password in a way that we probably shouldn't have for way too long. I had used 1Password in a former role, and it made our lives easier. And I knew that for us, the problems that we were having had already been solved by 1Password. Sharing credentials for accounts that aren't necessarily meant to be shared, right? Like, how do you share an Instagram account password? How do you share any social media platform password when they're not really meant for the enterprise? We needed to provide all our creators a way to be able to have access to the accounts that they needed to post their content on. Now that we're a public company, there's tons of regulations that we have to think about, right? Like who has access to what systems, what level of access do they have? So if you have service accounts that are part of any of your compliance requirements, they're shared with the right people. Those vaults are only shared with the groups that need them. And whenever we have our auditors come in and say, well, how are you sharing these passwords? Who has access to these vaults? They're pleasantly surprised that all of that access has already been thought about, has been made super easy for them to actually see what's been going on the back end and the security front. And the other thing that people love, that because we have 1Password as our corporate solution, is that they get their free family plans. We actually make this available to anybody at the company. We want people to practice good security hygiene, whether it's at home, whether it's on the job. It kind of gets them used to thinking more security minded if they have those tools available to them in their day-to-day, and it makes them more likely to use them when they're on the job as well. Organizational goals for my part of the organization is always to make technology more frictionless. So for us, it's whether it's 1Password or any other tool, is making sure that they can do the jobs that they've been hired to do without having technology get in their way.